All right, welcome everyone. This is Patrick. Welcome to my channel. We're going to talk today about the crypto news. This is a great day for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as we're seeing the all-time high surpass that $20,000 mark. And what I want to get into today, guys, is why Bitcoin I think will hit the record high of 30,000 coming up here, maybe even before 2021, and why a lot of top institutional investors are basically saying a $400,000 Bitcoin is in the range. And this is from a lot of factors, guys, because right now they're hedging. A lot of investors are saying that this is a hedge. Bitcoin's a hedge against inflation with all the economic problems that we're seeing with the dollar and all the other fiat currencies. The institutional demand is up right now. We're seeing liquid assets where investors are holding Bitcoin with less than, basically they're selling less than 25%. That's what a liquid wallet is. And so I want to take you guys back to memory lane right here where it says crypto CEO Bitcoin will hit a record high of $30,000 in 2020. So they basically said that because of the halving, we would see Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 30,000 by the end of this year. So that's one statistics why I think it's coming up. And they basically said that this is important because with the halving that took place in spring, we saw a new number of Bitcoin hit the market with each block cutting to 6.25 Bitcoins. And they're expecting the Bitcoin price to react positively to the Bitcoin halving. And this is what happened. And then a major bull run will happen at the halving in just like what happened in 2013 and 2017. So that's a great case for Bitcoin. If you guys think that it's gonna, go up to this, drop me a comment, and I want to hear your opinion on this, or hit me up on my Facebook because my link's in the description. I think it could definitely happen. I'm thinking this is one of the greatest days for Bitcoin. If I show you, I'm going to get into some of the news right now to show you what's going on here and why I think more things could happen. So basically, the first thing I want to talk about is this Ruffer investment firm, which is they basically hold $20 million in assets. They're from the UK. They do core funds, investment trust. They serve individual families, charities, financial planners, and institutional investment. And they do an allocation of choice for traditional balanced portfolios. I think it's like a 60-40%. So they're basically buying up $744 million in Bitcoin. The UK-based Ruffer confirmed the size of the tremendous Bitcoin investment from November on an email to CoinDesk Wednesday. This comes as the price is going up, guys, which, definitely all this favorable news and FOMO would definitely help push the price up a lot more. Ruffer's in composure of Bitcoin currently holds a total of 550 million, equivalent to 2.7 of the firm's assets under management. Based on the current exchange rate, 550 million is worth 744 million, or roughly 45,000 Bitcoin, based on those prices. And they're basically saying here that the investment was primarily to protect the move for portfolios and act as a hedge against some of the risks that we've seen with the fragile monetary system and financial markets. We know that they're trying to push the second stimulus right now. There's also, the dollar has gone down a lot, and people are losing faith in the kind of fiat currency right now. So we're seeing a rise from banks and institutional investors trying to, hedge against this inflation and to diversify their portfolios more with Bitcoin, which is really good. This is a really good news for us. Looking at the next piece, guys, I want to get into right here is big banks riding Bitcoin's bull run. Traditional banks are now taking the plunge and coming out with crypto-related services. The shift coincides with Bitcoin price hitting all-time highs in December. So banks have been looking closely at digital assets for some time now. You can kind of look at this article right here. They now appear to be joining general shift towards crypto in the latter half of 2020, including PayPal, the hedge funds, Paul Tudor Jones, Stanley, Druckenmiller, starting with Technology Advanced Switzerland and Singapore. The DPS Bank in Singapore recently announced a crypto trading and custody platform, which is a 10% owned in the stock exchange. There's just another leading bank is a London headquarters Standard Chartered, which announced a crypto partnership with the US-based Northern Trust. So this is just a lot of crypto good news here that's coming in from the bank side. And here's another article. It says Guggenheim CIO says Bitcoin should be worth 400,000. So 400,000. This is, he basically says it's an unusual store of value. And what will make it 400,000 is a lot of these institutional investors coming in. I'm going to see if I can find the video. I have the video for you guys right here. Let me see where it is. I know I have it. I had it pulled up on one here. I think it's right here. Okay, here's this guy right here. This is Pump, and I think he's invested. Let me see if I can get it to work. Yeah, he says, I do dope stuff. I have invested $100 million in early stage companies, including multiple unicorns. I write daily to 90,000K investors, pumpletter.com. So this is a really big business guy. And here's what he came out with 1 hour ago. Let me play it for you.
Of course, we made the decision to start allocating toward Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at 10,000. It's a little more challenging with the current price closer to 20,000. Amazing, over a very short period of time, how big of a run-up we've had. But having said that, our fundamental work shows that Bitcoin should be worth about $400,000.
Whoa. 400,000.
So, we're going to, even if we had the ability to do so today, we're going to monitor the market and see how trading goes.
Right.
Valuation, but ultimately look to buy it.
Scott Miner, we want to delay the Fed press conference for this comment by you. How do you frame a 400,000 Bitcoin? How do you get from where we are now out to 400,000? Is it just based on scarcity?
Yeah, right, Tom. It's based on the scarcity and relative valuations, such as things like gold as a percentage of GDP. So, Bitcoin is actually has a lot of the attributes of gold, and at the same time has an unusual value in terms of transactions.
Right. Mike McKee emails me, why are we talking about BitDog while we've got a Fed press conference going on?
So there you heard it, guys, from Pump over here. And one of his tweets, as you can look right here, it says, there are well-respected investors who manage hundreds of billions of dollars calling for 400,000 Bitcoin price on traditional finance channels. This is going to be the mother of all bull markets. Bitcoin is the apex predator of financial assets. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that because that is insane. The Bitcoin is the apex predator of financial assets. We haven't seen anything as good of a store of value in an asset in this market right now. This is the biggest news and the biggest thing going on right now. And if you look down at some of his other things, he's been saying a lot of other bullish statements on Bitcoin for a while. He said, every morning I write the daily letter to more than 95,000 investors about business, finance, and Bitcoin. It has helped convince many of the world's largest asset managers to invest in Bitcoin, the Pump letter. So, I mean, that's really big news. He's saying, you look right here, he did like a thing saying, I've been telling you guys that Bitcoin it's going to go up. Bitcoin just crossed over the 375 billion in market cap for the first time. 20,000 is back and better than ever. Yeah, so that's really good news right there. And then let's see what else we can go through. Bitcoin, this is one of the newer articles that just happened. This is from not a few minutes ago. It says Bitcoin price smashes through the 20,000 as bull run gets underway. And it's saying Bitcoin recently hit an all-time high of 19,783 within a month of Bitcoin's December 2017 bull run. Bitcoin value dropped 50%. Might that happen again? Bitcoin's has dropped. He's saying that basically there might be some drops, but it'll cross back into the mark. And this all happened like this. This marks the 3% increase in the last 24 hours, as well as a 25% increase from 16,351, the lowest point of Bitcoin's recent price correction. And they're saying there's multiple reasons for the success, including mainstream investment from institutionals like MicroStrategy. But according to Changping Zhao, the CEO of Binance, there is more to it than just big name investors. With better liquidity, better fiat on and off ramps, and institutional investors on and off ramps, that's like better wallets. They can just transfer it into Coinbase, Binance. You can pay for it with your Swift card and use your Bitcoin right away. It's just become a lot easier. It's more easy to use for daily people. You can buy it at the gas station. Whenever you're at the gas station, you'll hear like an advertisement for Bitcoin saying, "Go and use our ATM inside the machine." and those who believe in the long-term power of cryptocurrencies to increase the freedom of money globally. What's more is regulatory certainty has been praised by others who have become high-profile Bitcoin investors. You can see right here, Ro Paul, the hedge fund manager who recently invested $75,000 of his liquid assets in Bitcoin, tweeted about how important regulation of Bitcoin is. You might hate regulation of Bitcoin. You might have a massive philosophical aversion to it, but that is fine. They're going to regulate the fiat on-ramps and off-ramps, and will make you rich. So it's basically saying this regulation is going to help make you rich, and it's going to drive the price up. So I mean, I'm not opposed to it, guys. If we see a $400,000 Bitcoin, and I'm speculating about 30 by 2021, the start here in about 10 to 15 days, then that would be very good news for all of us invested in holding onto Bitcoin. And then let me see, there's another article. Oh yeah, here's one I just want to share. It's just basically the differences between 2017 and now. They're saying first-time buyer Bitcoins are looking to unload fiat currency for Bitcoin as a hedge against worrisome macroeconomic trends that are responsible for much of the current demand. And 2020 could go down as the year major institutions flip the script on Bitcoin, perhaps permanently. So some of these institutions now are getting into it. And like we know that MicroStrategy did they're getting up to like a $1 billion sale, I believe. That which would hold like 2% of all Bitcoin. And I'll have to look into that right now. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it. Bitcoin whales emerge with $1 billion Alan Howard's backing. It says the hedge fund specializing in volatility bets have emerged as one of the largest investors of Bitcoin after quickly buying more than $600 million in cryptocurrencies and joining Alan Howard, the co-founder. So we're seeing a lot more surge on the price here as these institutional investors are coming in. And this is from Grayscale, PayPal, Square, MassMutual, MicroStrategy, Roofer Investment Company, what we talked about earlier. These are just a few of the corporate institutional names that have been added to Bitcoin holdings. Even Jim Cramer, the famous TV personality, has recently bought on a Bitcoin dip for $18,000. So we're buying the dips. They're buying on the dips and selling when they get high. So when such names were absent, the retail-driven euphoria of 2017, when FOMO, the fear of missing out, made it briefly spike towards the $20,000 mark. And this is what I was telling you earlier, guys, the rise of the liquid wallets. Another striking difference between 2020 bull markets was the rise of the amount of so-called liquid wallets. They describe liquid wallets as investor-held Bitcoin as wallets that send less than 25% of Bitcoin they ever receive. So it's basically people just holding longer, which is holding value. That leaves a pool of just 3.4 million Bitcoin readily available for buyers as demand is increasing. So the demand is increasing. That gives you guys a little idea of what's going on in the market. And we talked about that. Let's see here. There's one last one. Oh, yeah. So let's take a look at the price, you guys, right now in the last 24 hours, one day. Okay, we were right here at 19,353. Let's do 3 day or 7 day. So we were down here at 17,656. This is on December 11th. And now it started steadily increasing, came back up from the price correction. And now we are at, what is it? 21,282, guys. 21,282. So we've already passed the $20,000 mark. We're heading towards that $30,000. Now you guys have seen some of the reasons why I think so. And drop a comment below and let me know if you guys, or hit that subscribe button and we'll talk more about it. But I think we're definitely heading towards that $30,000 mark. So congratulations, everyone. Good for stay holding, and I'll check out my videos for more info.